What's going on, you guys? What's going on? How you guys feeling today? Do the sound work? If you're watching, let me get a yes if you can hear sound. Let me know if you can hear my sound. Check, 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 check. Sound. Oh, no, I don't see him over here. I haven't looked very well. Let me turn around. I didn't give it quite a fair assessment before I gave an answer. I gotta get out of here. Okay, Paris, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
I got nothing stuck with my apple pumps. I know what you mad say. I got nothing stuck with my apple pumps. I know what you mad say. I rock on with my bags up cause it's the month. It's the lady of brain still kicking up that. So let me loosen up my cross strap. And let me learn with my more rap. Cause I'm a fucking down.
Uh-huh. Lady of Rage. She sounds just like, a little bit like Queen Pip. What? Houston, what is going on? What is going on? My name is Soapbox Heroes. This is Soapbox Heroes. I had to say it twice because sometimes they say if you say it twice, it is twice as nice. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day outside. It looks a little bit of gloomy, but you know how I feel. You do what you do, how you do it. Even when it's gloomy, you still do what you need to do. You know, to me, a bad day is all in your mind. Somebody says, Tyrone, when it rains, it's just a bad day. I say, well, no, it's just wet outside. Do you do what you need to do? What's going on with you, bearded ape? What's going on with you, bearded ape? I said, okay, give me a second and we're going to get right there to it. Hey, you guys, yesterday we had a wonderful event. It was socially distanced. Don't worry, it was socially distanced. We had the first original round table. We brought gentlemen together. We brought Black males together, African American males, indigenous males, whichever classification that you want to put on it. We brought everybody together. We talked about different things from the perspective of a Black male, and we chopped it up. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. It was a wonderful event. We had some good people come out. We're going to go ahead and put that out for you real soon. We just want to make sure that it look right, sound right, feel right. You know, when we talk about our image and we talk about our image as Black people, oftentimes we talk about our image and how it's portrayed in a negative light. And so what we are trying to do with this is indeed take hold of control and give the perspective that we want to give. We're going to give an honest perspective. You know, we're not all dangerous. We're not all dangerous. What song is that? We're not all mystical songs. Danger. That is not the case. That is not the case. Even though that is the way that some people would like to make it. That is the way that some people would like to make it. But yes, you guys, we are taking our own narrative into our own hands, and that's what we believe in. Moving, not just our mouths, but our feet, putting it to action. Hey, you guys, look. Oh, man. Talking about action. Talking about an emotional roller coaster. Yo, boy, my boy, our boy, Kanye's West gave his first campaign speech. He gave his first campaign speech down there. Where was that? In South Carolina, I think. I think he's trying to do the black belt tour, but I think it's just a little bit too late. He said some things. He got the fumbling. He got the tearing up. He said some things. He said something about Harriet Tubman not freeing the slaves. Not freeing the slaves. And I said, oh, Kanye, pull your feet out of your mouth. How does toe jam taste? We are going to go ahead. We're going to break that down. And of course, we're not going to just play a snippet. We're going to play enough for you to get the full context of what he's saying. And we're going to go ahead and break it down from there. You know what I mean? That is what we are going to do. Also, look, you guys, there's a man right now, and he is suing NBC for discrimination. Yes, for discrimination. What kind of discrimination do you think that they are being sued for? Let me give you 2 seconds. 1, 2. They are being sued for anti-straight discrimination. He's saying you discriminate on me because I'm straight. Straight, yes, a heterosexual male is saying he is being discriminated on because of who he's sleeping with and who he's not sleeping with. Oh, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about more. Look, there was a lady, Black Lives Matter. She was out there screaming and yelling, fussing, and not cussing. She didn't cuss, but they're saying, you know what, lady, you are doing the most. She got out there and started painting over the Black Lives Matter sign. And she's making her point. But my thing is everybody just taking the moment? Oh, she's rocking rough and step with her Afro puffs. This is Soapbox Heroes. We're going to be right back right after this. Stay tuned. It's the lady of brain still kicking up grass. So let me feel up my cross strap. And let me get you with my more rap. Cause I'ma break it down to the nitty-gritty one time. When it comes to the difference, I get busy with mine. Busy as a leader, you best believer. This brain keepers running this shit with the speed of a leader. Triple cool running rock. I'm serving up like 2 sweets of chocolate. Check out how I rock it. I'm the one that's throwing photos. I'll be right back. I gotta be back before this song is over.
still can't see me. I'm so like the movie, you can't grant my style. The one that tried to put me is a parent child. No need to say no, check the flow. Rage in the back, what's up? So now you know I rock and stuff. I got no bucks. I know what you fancy. I rock and stuff. I got no bucks. I know what you fancy. Now I'm seems like all you get. Ain't no doubt about it, I'm not. So what you wanna do is back on up. I'll tap that butt, wax the cup, pass the bucks. Now put your money on the breadwinner. I keep living so good that the brothers call it neck spinners. I got the time that is outdone. Anyone from the rising to the setting of the sun or the moon. I can soul the move for doom. When I hear the king of the eight of a face, boom, boom, bam, I do. I'm in this whole world, you can say it's a grand slam. God, pause, get broken up my shore when they feel the fall of the revenge that I give up. Let me take them, stand up, beat it down, I'm with it from here. I put that on my unborn kid, rage in the back, so you know how it is. Like rock, and stuff, my apple, my son. I know what you fancy. I rock, and stuff, my apple, my son. I know what you fancy. I rock, and stuff, my apple, my son. I know what you fancy. I rock, and stuff, my apple, my son. I know what you fancy. I continue to make you. Pat on your back from the racks that I expect. I'm the ish. You can't get with the race in tough. I beat deep the fool that gets with the liberal burner of the fish on his room. He's gonna get with the freakiness with that big butt to hell that's kicking it, dripping in the force like Nixon. You'll be flexing a dream like Birdie. Are you ready for the dreams and the sun? I'm steam pressure and flow. Weight measuring up. I keep the matter to step. And the fuck what they got that what you wanna end up like cashew. Don't you know that I will ask you for real? That's the deal. I'm straight out of Farmville. BA. So what you gotta say? I rock up and stuff with my apple box. I know what you fancy. I rock up and stuff with my apple box. I know what you fancy. I rock up and stuff
With my Afro puff.
I know what you fancy. I rock up and stuff with my apple box. I know what you fancy.
Roughest, toughest, toughest.
I am the toughest.
You're right.
I am the toughest.
Get with me. Toughest.
But you gotta get credit for credit too. One is back down the battle, my girl, the lady of rain. She wants rough and stuff with the apple puff. Yeah, cup that she fuck. And you stay, guaranteed to cash. You know what I'm saying?
We are back. We are back. We are back. I know. I can't sing well. Technically, I can sing because my vocal cords work. I can't sing well. But I like to say, welcome back. What's going on, you guys? What is going on in the world today? We got Kanye West, presidential candidate Kanye West. Put some respect on his name. All right, no, okay, well, all right. Maybe I'm going a little bit far. I know he hasn't done any of the registering or taking any of the proper steps to become president. I think he's just having an emotional tangent right now. Kanye West got up there and got to bumping his gums, and in typical Kanye West fashion, he got to stretching and stretching the truth. I guess stretching the truth is the proper word for it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to play some of this campaign event, I guess you could call it. It was out of sorts. It wasn't very organized. He had on what looked like a vest, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had on a vest, and it said security. Security. He had a couple of people standing behind him, and they panned out in the crowd. I saw mostly young white youth or younger people. You seen a little bit of pepper sprinkled in there, but they were mostly young people. They were mostly younger people that were there. And so look, you guys, there's so much going on in this little snippet that we're going to play, this little rally that we're going to play. And I don't really know if it's classified as a rally, a get together, a meet and greet, a back and I'm so confused. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna play a little bit. We're gonna play a little bit. Before we do that, my main man, Baby Brian, just being there. Baby Brian, go ahead and pull that to you, Baby Brian. Let's see. Let's make sure we got his audio right. Baby Brian was there yesterday for the event yesterday for the original round table, and so we get the beam him on in, Scotty. We be beam him on in. What is going on with you, Baby Brian? How you feel?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
You chilling, hanging.
I'm watching, checking out how the world is going, how everything is reacting.
Yes. Kanye. Kanye has said some controversial things in the past.
A couple people have.
Yeah, he said some controversial things here. Yes, indeed. And so we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into it. So are you ready to get into it? And it's called his first political rally. Why are you laughing already?
I mean, for him, if he was gonna make a stance and really come out and he had to, you would think he was going to do come out and make a strong statement. It was his first shoot out the gate.
Out the gate.
And he really came out. I mean, he let the folks see him sweat. So
he did more than sweat. He sweat. He was crying. Yeah, he was diaphoretic. He was sweating and he was crying and he was emotional. It was up, it was down. But the Harriet Tubman part. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play some of this, you guys. I want you guys to hear it for thyself. Because I know everybody give you sound bites, but we're gonna give you the whole clip. We're gonna give you more than a bite. We're not gonna give you the whole thing because it was over an hour in itself. So let me go over here and we're gonna get over here and we're gonna play a little bit of Kanye West. He said, wait till I get my money right. Now we're a billionaire. And let's analyze this. Let's go. Come on, Kanye. Come on here. Hold on. Get your foot out your mouth. Get your foot out your mouth. Go ahead. Talk.
Okay, so I stubbed my toe 2 years ago and went to the doctor because I gotta gay everything up. I gotta take everything way serious. I'm not just crazy some ointment or whatever. I'm gonna go to the hospital. When I got there, 5 doctors asked me if I wanted pain medication. At the end,
wait a minute. See, it's something that I don't want to go past right there already. Because he started by saying, I stubbed my toe. And okay, now I've stubbed my toe before. I normally I'll go put some ice on it. I'll hop around and hold it and whine. I might, oh my, I done stubbed my toe. I've never been to the hospital because I stubbed my toe, but listen to something that he said that's key. He said, you have to yay it up. Yay it up, which means take it to the furthest extent. Go overboard. Okay, this isn't my definitions. This aren't the things that I'm saying about Kanye. This is what Ye is saying about Ye, and so this is why I want to break it down, because like I want to get into the mindset. I want to get into the frame of what he's about, because we got to break it down. I've been hearing sound clips and little clips, but what do you think about that? What do you think about that, Baby Brown? Where off the top he says, "I have to yay it up." And he's talking about a toe injury.
If you listen to how he kind of came into that whole statement, it almost sounds like he kind of passed a disclaimer. Kind of like, well, just to let y'all know, like, I'm about to come out and do my thing. But when I come out and do my thing, I do's my
thing. Right? It's like I do's my thing.
Just know, look out for me. Just know, because when it's coming from me, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be yay.
Yeah, loud and I guess proud. But I did notice that, and that's something that I wanted to point out, was that he just off the top, off the dribble, I stubbed my toe, and then he goes into saying how I gotta yay it up. I gotta go to the hospital. I can't just put no ointment on it. So Ye is saying that, just listen to it, that he's basically always going to do the most. So we're going to get back over here. We're going to get into a little bit of this real quick. And again, you guys, look, I want to break it down because we just get sound bites. And in sound bites, sometimes you'll find a lot of truth. You'll find a lot of truth, and you'll find a lot of falseness. What'd you say?
I want to say something real quick, though. I just want to pass this, take it how you would, homage, if you would. Ye. Ye likes to encapsulate a lot in what he says and what he tries to convey to people.
Okay.
When I think also coming from this standpoint, I hear like when he came out, his party, he's running independent. The party is mentioned something like a birthday party. So he's like, in a way, paying homage to his own like birthday. We the ones who originated the party perspective of control in regards to controlling who. And so I think it's layers to what he's trying to do and his whole purpose, even back when he first coming out and running. But then I think even how he first just came out and passed his disclaimer. A disclaimer, right? Encapsulates the black culture in that when our greatest strength, like is beauty. Like we come like it's beauty in the struggle. We struggle more than any other or like people in this country. So like when we also shine to some degree the culture in itself. So, right. I mean, when he comes out. Things is that, but then we all know his own back history relationship with his father, which he mentioned like the relationship he had with his mother, which was so knit that we all pretty much, if we know anything about Kanye, know that really distorted just a part of who he is and who as a person, who he was as a person, even back when that happened early in his career. So when his mom passed, so. Okay, here, let me get over there. Betty Boo says, that zipper was for Kanye. He needs it. What's up, Shannon? Oh, she put some emojis, a smiley face with a zipper. So you saying Kanye need to zip it. Zip it. Yeah. Zip it. But I want to, and me personally, if you want to speak, express yourself. I'm not one of those zip it people. Maybe it's up to us to figure out how we want to take it. Yeah. But I'm not one of those zipping people. You say what you want. I don't have to agree with you. You know what I mean? But I wanted to point that out first. Was he started off by saying, I'm going to yay it up. And I was talking about a stub toe. Well, he understands the platform he on. And with anybody in that position, that they have a certain responsibility. Like you got to, so with that responsibility, you already acting upon your position. So you have to, you know, do your due diligence. You have to.
You got to yay it up, like you said. Here, let's go ahead and dive back into it. We got a couple minutes to break down. I really want to get into this, so let's get it.
And went to the doctor because I gotta yay everything up. I gotta take everything way serious. I'm not just facing some ointment or whatever. I'm gonna go into the hospital. So when I got there, 5 doctors asked me if I wanted pain medication. At the end of the year, they give out awards for people who have given out the most medication. In Europe, there's a higher threshold for pain. I got plastic surgery to try to look young and try to look like I needed to be on TV out in Los Angeles. You heard a small clip of that on TV.
And see, and what I get from Kanye very often is he'll go from one place to another. And so he's going from pain medicine to plastic surgery. I assume that he's trying to correlate his plastic surgery with him starting to become addicted to pain medicine. And we're going to get into it further. Go ahead.
I think it is a bit of a reference to his own history. But then it gets to the point where, he gets to connecting dots that only he can connect.
That's it. He's connecting dots that only he can connect.
And if he had let's say he had the chance, even more so compared to what you people thought 45 had even going into his. But that chance of hanging on, like being able to relate to certain people, like you got to be able to like encapsulate that, not anything else. But I mean, it's yay at the end of the day. We got to know our audience. We got to know
you got to know who you dealing with. Let me get back over here. Let's see what some more of what he had to say.
After getting the plastic surgery, that was a slippery slope to being addicted to Percocets. Percocets release serotonin and endorphins in your mind that are similar to when you have an orgasm and are also a cousin and a sister of heroin. So basically, some would say I was addicted to a smaller form of heroin. And I would live in this McMansion in this gated community with my Maybach, and I would drive to Calabasas, high as a mother. That's the one that my dad is sitting at home waiting for Fox News to run that. He said he was high as a mother. Because I went through a process of one thing leading to the next thing, leading to the next thing, leading to the next. No, it ain't the next thing. It's the same thing. It's a cycle. It's the same thing.
All right. See, now right there, he's talking about how he ended up being dependent upon prescription drugs. And so it ties into when he was talking about the plastic surgery. And in the past, he said he got plastic surgery because he felt as if he had to fit in. He had to fit in for society. And so now he's tying those things in together, and he's saying essentially he was taking these Oxycontin, who was essentially tantamount to heroin. And so he's saying he's driving through Calabasas, through the hills, and he high. He high as a bird's butt. And you know, and this is just what's going on with him. And so he's correlating the his process of what he's calling a cycle about prescription drugs. And okay, and since we have 4 candidates, because we have Joe Jurgensen, he's the only one who has admitted to having a problem with said drugs. Now, I did hear, and I read, I think in the New York Post, that Joe Biden's son has some type of addiction problems, and you know, he got caught in the strip club with crack not too long ago. And so, you know, so we have people who do understand the effects. One of them went through it. And now, do I think Kanye West is a very serious candidate? Off the top, let me say this. No. Do I think that he's out there trying to express the way he feels? Yes. We're going to get to more of that expression And we just gonna go through it. Come on, Kanye, come on.
We are trapped in a loop. We are going to break that trap. Let me go.
Now I like that. He said we're trapped in a loop and we're going to break that trap. What do you think about that? Do you find that, Baby Brown, do you find that to be true when he's talking about the loop of prescription drugs, the addiction, the prescription drugs, the addiction, things of that nature?
Let's relate what he's saying to that whole thing anyway. When we talk about drugs and going into like with the rehab, the number one thing they tell you first is recognizing that we have.
You got to recognize I am still an alcoholic.
So you got that step, and then you got the steps after, which act upon, reconciliating that. So as long as you're willing to take that step and understanding that first one, I'll give you them tokens. I give you them kudos. Yeah, okay. Yeah. How? That's the next one. Yeah. I think for the longest, well, I mean, it didn't take us 400 years to figure out what they've been doing to us.
No, we knew it was just how to get it, how to change it.
Exactly. So know better, do better, and we carry on. But yeah, that would be how we need to. And that was one other thing too. Well, he was talking about his addiction to opioids and things of that nature. He mentioned it. It triggered my mind as soon as I heard it in one of his songs by Travis Scott. It's called "Watch." And he mentions the
do he?
Yes, opioid addiction. Promises the real trap.
Yeah,
Jordan with no field jack.
Yeah,
first place Illuminati, next place the sucking place.
Yeah, and see, look,
running place,
running place. And so, and you see, and that's a lot of what Kanye West is talking about. And so, and look, and this is why I want to play more, because we're going to get to the moment that you're hearing about, the Harriet Tubman moment. But I'm going to break it down all the way. And again, he's saying some stuff that's kind of like, it's almost like a pseudo type of science. And at the same time, he's saying things that I do find to be very true and to be very concerning when it comes to the prescription drugs, especially coming from somebody who's had to deal in that arena, who's had to deal with it firsthand. And he's not saying, well, look, we just need to keep the behavior. He's saying he wants to break the cycle.
He's drawing attention.
He wants to break the cycle. And so that's not something that I can find myself honestly being angry with. But let's hear some more.
The statement is, in the Bible it says, thou shalt not kill. I remember that my girlfriend called me screaming and crying. And I was just thinking, because at that time I was a rapper, I was out there, I had different girlfriends and everything, and I just thought to myself, I want to word this in a way that, hey, I don't give a f***. I'm gonna word it like I just started. So my girlfriend called me, I just thought to myself.
And wait, I can't just pass that up, pass it up, because he said that he was, well, I haven't figured out how I wanted to say it. I haven't figured out the way. Well, just F it. I'm going to just say it however I think. And so, again, all tactfulness going out of the window. And it's just, I'm going off of the cuff. I'm going off the cuff, and I'm also going to wear my emotion on my sleeve. I think that's what Kanye does. I think he prides himself at wearing his emotion on his sleeve. Yeah. And that's where that, I'm just going to say it anyway, comes from. I'm just going to... I don't care what you think.
There gotta be a balance to that, though. There gotta be a balance. We have, especially knowing from what angle we come from, what oppression we face, however we face it as Black people. Like, we gotta understand, we have to practice that discretion. Otherwise, you end up like the long list of people that we can name over and over again, from Bill to the latest being Nick. They're not afraid to pull no plugs. They don't matter. It doesn't. They don't
the pulling of the plug.
Look, Nipsey rapped about it long enough, and they ain't even let him closely touch the slightest degree of the maximum of his potential. So
the pulling of the plug. Kanye talks about plugs being pulled too.
But they didn't have to worry about that because they admitted him into the hospital. They doped him up all different kind of ways, and so they gonna let him go.
Well, now he got a bulletproof vest on up here.
PR.
All right. And so look, we're gonna jump back into it now. He's talking about Planned Parenthood, but he's coming from a religious angle. He's coming from a Judeo-Christian angle when he's talking about Planned Parenthood. He's gonna get an abortion and things like that. Now, he is going to be the president of everyone. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but we're just speaking
figuratively.
Very great word, figuratively. So we're just speaking figuratively. He would be the president of all people. He doesn't sound as if he would be qualified to be the president of all people. And then, like I said, even the ambiance, the crowd, they kind of laugh and joking. And this is how you know. This is how you know the crowd.
Think of the pressure that presidents have to face when you're in a one-on-one debate. Like they digging all the skeletons out your closet.
Kanye would love that because he could just go ham. And all his skeletons are already there. They're already there. What more skeletons could they possibly dig up?
When you take that approach, and then with obvious lack of discretion, how far are you at that point politically, how you gonna be poached? How far are you from a black Trump? That's how they gonna paint you.
Yeah, well, they're gonna paint him as that anyway because he wore the red hat. You see what I mean? But this is something that I was paying attention to because going through these videos, I have to find clips with no. That's something very important, when we're doing it here on the airwaves and coming through. See, on the internet side, you can say whatever you want, but on the radio side, you have to be very cognizant of the things that come out of your mouth and out of other people's mouth. Yes, discretion. And so, while finding it, this is what made me laugh. When Kanye, he said something silly, like when he said, "I stubbed my toe," or he said something, and the person recorded it, started laughing, and said, "LOL, yeah. LOL." I said, that stands for laughing out loud. For those of you who don't know what LOL means, it's possible somebody didn't know. And so what I get out of that is, nobody's grandma is saying LOL instead of just laughing. Nobody over the age of maybe 25, 26. You say something funny and I laugh and say LOL, like instead of just laughing. Me laughing out loud is literally LOL. So why do I have to say LOL after laughing out loud? That I know that was way in the bushes with it, but that's what's happening.
I think you got a question like it's one of those things. Are they laughing with me or they laughing at me?
Am I just a show?
Him being up there, you have to ask yourself, what is my audience? Like, are these people really gonna take me seriously?
Right.
Like, as much as you want to yay it up, and I mean, let me be understood. I have all the utmost respect for a black billionaire. Like, get it how you get it. Like, you can't be a billionaire and be dumb. Like, you got some brains. Like, whether that means you should stick to it
somewhere,
or whether to a certain degree, I think everybody with a certain amount of money should just stick to whatever got them that. But that's how we ended up. A lot of situations where we at, people with money just want more power and more control over things. But I mean, when it comes to a person coming from his perspective, bro, just get your money and keep it pushing, bro.
So you saying just get your money and keep it pushing? But Kanye is saying I stand for something. I stand for something. That's it.
That's your money there. Lobby. You ain't gotta run.
So you said Kanye, shut your mouth and just do other things.
Your money will speak louder. He knows that.
But he don't. That's not what he wants. That's not what he wants. Kanye, and I very much do believe that Kanye loves the spotlight. And I mean, and I'm being honest, I don't hate Kanye. I don't dislike Kanye. I actually like Kanye. I think he's a very misunderstood person. I think he says things from a very like a pseudo-intellectual type of, perspective. Sometimes like he'll learn 1/3.
There's a lot of people. You can put Candace Owens in that big too.
Oh, yeah. And I think, but she does it on purpose. Yeah. I think Kanye West is doing it sincerely.
That's a fine line.
Yeah.
Who take that 1/3 and run with it and either do it on purpose or do it on accident.
Right.
That's a fine line.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. And I think Kanye his thinking is genuine. Some of his antics are on purpose because he does know how to market and get things out there. Here, let's listen to a little bit more. Hold on, let me go over here real quick. Hey, Nashane, how are you? Long time, no chop it up. Let me see, what else? Who else we got? Betty Boo says, well, at this point in time, he is running for president. Is he serious? Then yes, zip it. Just because you can talk don't mean you always should. Maybe he needs to think about what he's saying. Look, I think you're absolutely right. I think he very well did think about what he's saying, and that's exactly what he wanted to say. He's acting like very I didn't get to write this how I wanted to. I think he knows the gist of what he wants to say.
And the problem is, though, when you not willing to put that much more brain effort into it, you get to a certain point where you do exactly what he said. You know what? F it. I'm just going. I know what I want to say.
I'm gonna gay it up. I'm just gaying it up. I got it. Yeah, I'm just gonna gay it up. You know, and yeah, when he go and get to doing that. And so that's what gets me to wondering. So again, now he's talking about Planned Parenthood. And he's giving his, like I said, to me, in my opinion, it's a very it's a Judeo-Christian viewpoint on abortion. And so we're gonna get into that a little bit. And he gives a story about his wife, well, his girlfriend, who is now his wife, getting pregnant. And so we're gonna get into that. We're gonna break that down. And we get into it, y'all. We get into the area, Tubman statement. And again, and look, if you are like, why haven't you played it yet? You are in a rush. And that means you're just listening to sound bites. You should want to listen to the buildup. You should want the context around the sound, just so you know everything that is going on with it, just so you know what's really going on.
Understand.
Just help me.
Where it might have possibly came from.
Just help me understand, young man. And so, we're going to get back over here and let Kanye speak a little bit more. Mr. West, go ahead. Get your foot out of your mouth.
So, please don't tell me I gave you Kardashian names. Let's go to the room. She said, I'm pregnant. I said, yes. She was crying. She said, I just came from the doctor. I was like, oh my God, what did I get? Because I was having that, the rapper's lifestyle.
And that's something else too. He said, when she first called him and said that she was pregnant, he didn't give her AIDS. He didn't say a cold. He said AIDS. And when she said she was pregnant, he said, yes, no. He was happy that she didn't have AIDS. I think he means these things and clearly. And well, I don't want to say clearly because I'm sure there's somebody like Tyrone. He was joking.
He even slightly back today, the rapper's lifestyle.
But that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to articulate is how he correlated the fast, loose lifestyle with a rapper's lifestyle and said that's how he was living. And so that's something that I look for. He always seems to, he tends to talk about that behavior as if that was the past. And so, so when I look at it, I try to separate that part and say, well, maybe this is who he's trying to be now, and that is who he was then. Because I know a lot of people look at things as just one. You can't change. Yeah. And so I do think that he can drop one part of his life and still say stuff to keep a foot in the mouth. Kanye, come on, spit out the laces.
She said she was pregnant, and for 1 month, and 2 months, and 3 months, we talked about her not having this child. She had the pills. The people know these pills where you take the pills, and if you take it, it's a wrap. The baby's gone. So I was sitting up in Paris, and I had my leather pants on. Yeah. You got leather pants on. You already know who the person one thing they are.
Leather pants. He said, I was sitting in Paris in my leather pants. And anybody who wear leather pants, well, you know what type of person they think they are. I don't have any leather pants that they would make my thigh area extra. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
And I'm in the apartment where my wife was actually robbed. And I have my laptop up and I got creative ideas. I got my shoes, I got my next album cover, I got communities, I got clothes, I got all this.
Now you hear that. He said, all my creative projects were open. And he's ripping. He said, I got my shoes, I have my album covers, I have community. I wonder what he meant by communities. What do you think he meant when he said communities?
Well, it could have been real estate development projects. I mean, apartments maybe.
Yeah, now you know he's trying to build these encampments, homeless people.
Yeah.
And I wonder what he mean, or is he trying to throw that in there because this is his presidential bid?
Probably a little bit of both.
Communities, because you know you got to throw community bridge.
If you run for president, you got to come from some kind of, you got to have some kind of past, the history, experience on a resume that point out, okay, I know how to manage some people. I know how to, I can do this. Community or somebody or something, whether it's ants or a zoo. I mean, you can manage and can manipulate and keep some peace based on some kind of order written. Yeah, okay.
Communities. All right, here let's get back into some more Kanye. And yes, and I still like Kanye. I'm not the throw everybody away type of person. I still think he's a black man, and I think Kanye West. I think he did say that he was bipolar. And so before we go too far into this is something that I would like to highlight, because again, we do kind of sometimes we'll laugh at people and we'll yell at people or we'll put them down, and we'll go on a whole media tour basically denigrating these people. Now, do I think that Kanye West is still an intelligent enough man in his right mind to be able to stage things?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Do I think that a part of his decisions and a part of the things that he does and a part of his tangents when he go on tangents, do I think that's part of him being bipolar? Absolutely.
And that's not even to take any validity from that.
Yeah, it's not to take any validity. It's not to add anything.
Yeah.
It's just something that is there. It's something that is there. It's a sickness.
Yeah.
And so I would like to add that to the backdrop of all this, because so far we've come a long way.
He made it very clear.
Very clear. We've come a long way in this conversation, but I would like to add that this is a man who has said himself that he is bipolar.
Dealt with psychological
issues. A man who himself said that, you know, he had got plastic surgery and then ended up becoming addicted to prescription pills, almost akin to heroin. All right. And so we're going to lead all that up to this point. Come on, Kanye, keep talking here. Let me help him pull his foot out of his mouth. Thank you.
And the screen went black and white. And God said,
what's up, man?
If you I'm gonna put yours. And I called my.
He came out that good Christian mode real quick. he threw the words in there. You heard that?
And she said, we're gonna have this baby. I said, we're gonna have this child. I know people that are 50 years old that didn't have the children, that didn't have that child, that have never got to experience the level of joy that I experienced in having a child. So even if my wife were to divorce me after this speech, she brought North into the world.
And that's why I say I think he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he's also riffing, because Kanye knows that he's going to run the risk of making a lot of people angry.
Yeah.
Especially with the divisive stuff that he says, right? And I think when he ends up saying these things is because these are things that he talks about, speaks about, thinks about. I think they're kind of impromptu when he says them, but I think that's what he truly believes.
I want to feel like, has anybody, like, reality checks, like even 45 himself, and be like, okay, sometimes somebody need to just sit down and give this man a reality check. But Kanye, like, we black, so I feel like anybody else can come to give you a 100% reality check.
You know what? This is what I've learned about a lot of people in Kanye's situation. They'll get reality checks, but it'll be on the internet. They'll get reality checks from people that are not in front of them. But I haven't been around Kanye West close enough long enough to be able to tell the inner workings of his camp. I've been around him a little bit, but not to where I can say, I know Ye. You know, I can't do that. But what I can say is from a distance, it very much looks like he has a lot of yes men around. And it's not just him. This is something that's prevalent with a lot of celebrities, even people who people think are ascending to celebrity. You get yes people. And so if Kanye West just stay offline, the people around him, they're going to oftentimes, and again, this is anecdotal, I don't know for sure, but a lot of people, they're going to feed into what he's saying because that's who's paying the bills.
Right, you can weigh it.
You can weigh it. And even if he's not paying the bills, for a lot of people, they think that that is their pathway to make it to where they want to go is by hanging on to his coattail. Right. And so, you know, they will hold on to the string of the silk robe until he's naked. I got that from a friend of mine. I thought that was hilarious. He said, yeah, well, your silk robe will have one string, then hold on to it while you walk until you're naked. You know what I'm saying? People will just hold on until you don't have nothing. Yeah, and won't tell you because, you know, they're trying to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? My boy say he a clown, a real clown. And so, you know, and then, you know, people feel like that. But Marcelino, I always throw this in there, man. Dude is bipolar. He is literally bipolar. And so I'm glad you said something about reality checks, baby Brown, because
it don't register.
Did somebody say, man, why are you getting out here in a bulletproof vest that says security and you're doing what you're calling a rally in front of a bunch of what looks like white teeny boppers? You have 2020 like shaved in your head. Who in his camp said this is a terrible idea, Ye?
Your security don't even got vests something like that.
They just standing there. Who in his camp said that is a terrible idea, Ye? Celebrity worship, nobody. Nobody. For what? For what? Because they get to laugh at him too. And then they're going to encourage him and feed him, you know, like, oh yeah, you know. And there's even a point in time where he asked a question because he didn't know the answer. He was talking about the Civil Rights Act. No, the bus boycott. And he was talking about Rosa Parks, and he was trying to find a name of who really was behind that, you know, the bus boycott. And the name he was looking for was Claudette Colvin. But nobody had the answer for him because he's sitting in a crowd of young white kids who don't know nothing. Who don't know nothing. And he's salivating over the moment. But look who, like you said earlier, you know your audience. He know who his audience is. He know that right here in front of him is not too many people who's going to challenge him. Now, he did get a couple of challengers. And he said, I'm gonna let you guys speak. But then he got to the point where he was like, well, you guys gonna wait till I'm done. I need y'all to just shut up. Let's go over here real quick. Soapbox Heroes caller, you on the line. What's on your mind?
45.01.
What'd you say? Say it again. 45.01. All right. 45.1. 01. Less than the one. The clowns. Oh man, the clowns. You got to put the plural on it. What's going on, man? What's on your mind? What's going on with Kanye West getting up here doing this? You know, what's going on, man?
You didn't grow up here. You grew up in Cali, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. You heard of Andrew Yang?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what we need to transport him to.
I think Kanye already, I think he spends 45% of his time transported somewhere else. Yeah. You know what? Baby Brown brought up a good point. Yes, man, or people just act with. Do you think he got anybody in his camp that's willing to just sit him down and tell him the hard truth?
No, they're not gonna tolerate. I got put out of camp before.
They're not gonna tolerate it because why? Why do you think they won't tolerate it?
Logic. No, they got too much to lose.
Right.
Just remember when we had
Exactly. And a lot of the time, either they're riding this jock for perceived fame that they might get from being around him, or they think they're gonna find some type of monetary value. A lot of times they don't get nothing. Yeah, but right, but is that worth your integrity, man? Is it?
That's the nature of selling out. Like that's how you make that decision. That decision is made every day for that dollar.
Caller, is that what Kanye doing? Is this the nature of selling out?
Yeah, that 45.01.
I'm gonna fall out my chair every time you say he said 0.01. It sounded like he was about to add more than 1 0.
It sounded like there's about to be never more after.
You was being nice with just to the 10% of zero. What else? What else is on your mind, man? Look, let me ask you this. We're gonna get to the Harriet Tubman part, but do you find any truth in what he was saying when he was talking about the opioids and the opioid epidemic?
Talking to Kanye is like talking to some of these Trump supporters, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have no factual information in them, okay? They spewing out information, and then when you check them on the facts, then they go to scrambling, and they can't come up with an answer. And then when you prove them wrong, then they want to quit talking to you.
Kanye remind me of somebody, you know, when somebody just barely go to church and they come out telling you how you about to go to hell for chewing gum while walking backwards. That's kind of what, you know, he remind me of. Is like he get bits and pieces of information and he just holds on to the bits and pieces that he feels is most tangible and just go on from there.
And I had an argument with one of my cousins yesterday that's a paralegal that's too smart for her own damn good. She's supposed to be smart. And I'm reading the law to her and she's going to tell me, but it's clear right here, baby girl. And so when I did have a conversation with an attorney, I read about him this morning. It's like, yeah, you're right. Like, what the hell is she talking about? Who's she paralegal for? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, look, I've said this. I told a buddy of mine the other day, and you know, I said, well, he hadn't attended college, and we were around a lot of very highly educated men. Not a lot, 3 or 4. Let me not over exaggerate. And he was like, well, I don't know if I could hold conversation with them. And then by the end of the evening, I said, hey, man, to be honest, you know a whole hell of a lot more than all of them. They've spent all this time learning one thing. So they're very smart at one particular thing. But when it comes to life, they can't figure it out. Go ahead.
T. Woodson, the miseducation
of the Negro. Yep.
Okay. Now, down through history, who knew that we had human computers at NASA that looked like us?
Nobody.
Okay. Something else we found out here recently that we was unaware of. So there's a lot more intelligent people out here that's never been to college, okay, that have not been indoctrinated in a system, educational system that's planet. And so, let me say this. I was going to school to be a financial advisor. I was an insurance agent for a major insurance company. So they broke us up in study groups, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm in there with PhDs. Everybody got a damn 4-year plus degree except for me. I got a 2-year, right?
Uh-huh.
Guess what?
What?
Like you said, your homeboy last night, I was holding play.
Because sometimes you find exceptional people who learn things and who know things, and sometimes it could be about experience. And I'm definitely not putting down college. I encourage college, but what I am saying is that does not automatically qualify you to be so much smarter than everybody else in the room. It doesn't go like that. And a lot of experience comes down to what we know as well, life experience and would you put yourself into learning? Because while somebody may go to school for something, but if you're trying to learn it at the same time, if you might be trying harder. While they at home sleep, you might still be trying to learn. You might have went out and got a job doing it.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. I'm not an IT professional, right?
Uh-huh.
But I've learned some stuff in IT and streaming and audio and video and stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
So I got right now paying me to come consult. And I'm talking to the professionals while I'm there, telling them how I need stuff to flow, the workflow to go and everything else. And actually, because I spend a lot of time researching and DIY and using stuff, guess what? I'm a lot more advanced stuff than they are. So they have the technical skills.
Well, they got a piece of paper, but they may not know more.
I think we can relate it to certain just universal laws and facts. You know, I like to relate certain things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What they say in hustle and flow, it ain't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight
in the dog.
So I come down to your desire, your creativity, like what you truly want out of life. So when you size that up with just somebody who, that's why I say your hustler, your neighborhood hustler can be the best businessman. Like when your work ethic and ambition will outweigh a degree or just some paperwork education any day of the week. A life experience is you can't qualify that. You can't quantify that. So it's like yeah.
Go ahead, Carl.
And I'm what you just said. So when I was in investment school, right, and the guy that's teaching you to get your security license and the investment license and stuff like that, he said the best people to come through those classes and learn the things are the people you just described, right? Somebody who's shooting dice off the street, who's a hustler, who's doing this and that, they will come in there and ace that test over somebody who's got a postdoctoral degree.
Different life experiences and learning. And you know, shooting up them dice, you know how to add them numbers real quick. 10 or 4, pick them up.
So what you think?
A lot of volatility, being able to add, being able to look and forecast, looking at them candlesticks and to see with the different movements and volatility. It's very much like shooting dice.
I was saying this to my homeboy I think a week or so ago. I was saying, if you can read traffic, you can trade stock, or you can invest. I trade Forex. Whatever the case may be, currencies, gold too, all of that. You can do that because it's just about knowing, seeing what everything is showing you, the world, the economy, and then acting accordingly. You see what the coronavirus is showing you, so how is everything being affected? Come on, just put your money there.
Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna close out on this and let somebody else get in. But and that's just like what we talked about with Kanye. That's why experience matters, seniority matters. When you're going into politics, man, let me tell you something. Kanye, let's just say Kanye win the White House, right?
All right.
Hypothetically.
Right. We have been saying it completely hypothetically. Go ahead.
Completely hypothetically, right? There's so many procedurals and stuff that he's gonna have to maneuver around and don't like bringing them yes people he got around him. Man, we going straight to the
All right, man. I appreciate the call. Look, and that's the thing, because we got to be able to separate. I see people who still, just because they like Kanye West, gonna try to act like he would make a decent president. Now, I may joke. I may make some jokes and laugh a little bit, but in no way do I think he's procedurally ready to be a president. Not even close to, but again,
even to be realistic with it, just to be
realistic.
I'm gonna need you to run for mayor or something first. I'm gonna need you to be senator or work your way into the system to get a little more hands-on experience before I trust you with that kind of vote.
I need to see Ye at least run for his HOA or something first. For his homeowners association. I need something like that for president. I don't think he's serious, of course. I do not think he's serious. But here, let's get back to it.
I think 45 was serious.
Yeah, but then maybe 45, maybe Trump ruined it because now nobody else gonna be able to get elected like that. Now it's to the point to where people are like, I will take a dead lizard.
But then you got the whole concept of he broke the ceiling. So it's a milestone.
Nah,
so man. People gonna do it. He appealed to that demographic.
He ain't break no ceiling. He just built a steel structure over the top.
Over ignorance.
Ignorant
breach. Yeah, so anybody who can breach the ignorant popularity public,
boy, that's a belt.
And get the popular vote through ignorance. Hey, you ready? That's how he did it.
You winning. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, dude done figured out how to make $1 billion. So we gotta think about it again. These things, a lot of the things he do is strategic, and I think it's laced with bipolar. But let's play some more.
Even when I didn't want to, she stood up and she protected that child. You know who else protected the child? Who do you think might have protected the child? 23 years ago, who do you think protected the child? My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life.
See, he's personalizing it. My mom saved my life. And this is somebody who wants to be the president of everybody. I don't think he really wants to be the president again. We're hypothetically speaking, he wants to be the president of everyone, but he's very personal. My life, me. Look, I see over here Betty Boo says, I just heard Bill Bellamy on IG did a video, says every black man needs 2 black women in his life. His wife and his mama. Oh, wait, let me get back over here. I know that was I know that was a little sidetrack, but that half a little bit. Let's get over back to Ye over here. He's crying. Tears. About to flow.
There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
And listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd. Take your time. Take your time. These are very young, impressionable people. There were people who were saying that Kanye West is going to take the vote away from Joe Biden. I guarantee you. Well, I don't want to guarantee, because if there was one person out of the whatever 100 people in here, if they said, Tyrone, you're wrong. You were wrong. I heard it was you. You had Baby Bron done zipped in and zapped in, and you guys was doing the thing, and you said that nobody in that crowd would have voted for Joe Biden. You're wrong about that, which means you are wrong about everything. So I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say I would guess there's nobody there that was about to vote for Joe Biden. And if they are, they're still going to.
Right.
You see, but again, these are young people. These are the people out there that these are, in my estimation, this group of kids are the kids that are out there, the white kids that are getting in the middle of the Black Lives Matter protests and breaking windows.
Trying
to relate. And Kanye to them is very relatable because
all the black music. And hey, I listen to Kanye the most. I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan, bro. Kanye 2020, bro. Black Lives Matter. You suck if you don't love. And it's such a quandary. You know what I mean? Because most black people don't like Kanye. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But look, we're going to get into it a little bit more. We almost done with it. He's crying. He's literally in tears, and they're consoling.
That sound like them white folks though. Like, yeah, but hey, I don't like black people, but I still like Kanye. So
but I Kanye.
Yeah, I'm not racist, but hey, Kanye's my.
Kanye's my idol.
I'm not racist though.
Yeah, and look, and I sound halfway crazy because I still like Kanye. How does that work? I still like Kanye, and you know, there's going to be some people say, Tyrone, yeah, shut up.
I do not like a black dude.
Yeah, well, my thing is not even about a billionaire. I do think that he tries to speak on things from his own side of the realm. I do not disagree with everything he says. I'm not even going to act like that. And there's a lot of people who do act like that because it's advantageous to ride that way. We've seen Snoop Dogg dissing for 2 years. But then when he got to go sit in the studio with him and get some beats, oh, he's a genius. So yeah, people say anything. That don't mean they mean it. It does not mean they mean it. So let's listen to some more of Kanye.
You have the option of $50,000 a year, and I will support the organization that I make.
Now, he said plan B. That lady said, no. He said, we're going to take plan B. She said, no, you better think of another plan A. He said, you better think of, no. And then he goes on to say, you know what? We'll give you $50,000 to be able to take care of the kids. And later I heard something else. But right there, he said $50,000 through a program that he would create. And again, I do realize when you're running for class president, you offer no homework. You offer free lunch. I mean, pizza every day with sour candy and chocolate milk, right? So when he's saying, I'm going to give you $50,000 to keep a child, you know how many kids are born every day? Every day.
That's not going to cut it.
Is it going to happen? How is that going to be appropriated? Who's going to write up that legislation and send it from the House? You see what I'm saying?
After you cross all the bridges, who's going to support it?
Right. And then how would he pass it? Like these things are just something that is just,
I can't afford it.
It's hyperbole. Yeah. It's hyperbole. But here, but we almost through. We getting to it.
I tell all my friends, I know a place where you can shoot guns for free. Shooting guns are for fun. Yes, people get a gun at age 6. The thing is, if you guys put down all your weapons, what happens if other countries that own media, that own China, what's the Homer? I accidentally said it. When other countries come in and you have no weapons, what do you think is going to happen? You will be enslaved.
All right, now right there, he said you will be enslaved. He's talking about guns. He's saying shooting guns is fun. So apparently he don't think that guns should be taken away. He said if you take away people's guns, and then another country comes, what's going to happen? You're not going to have no guns, so which means you will be enslaved. So let me get over here to the which y'all waiting on.
Doctors asked me if I want to take medication. At the end of the year, they give out awards for people who have given out the most medication. We are trapped in a loop.
Let me fast forward and let me get to the part where he's talking about I do want to play this part. This part is important to me.
I don't want to say that in an improper way. I just haven't had the time to word it in the most elegant way possible. So that's the Stephen move. When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves, she just had the slaves go work for other white people. It's not owned by any blacks. University uses it. It's not owned willpower that I am putting my life on the life and today to speak about, you don't see them.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. We're gonna make that the end of the clip because I think you think that's fair. I think everybody got a complete sound of what's going on here. Okay, so I want to talk about this whole.
I'm really trying. I can to a degree, but I'm really trying to connect with what he's talking about.
Here, let me. You know what? I'll play that part again. I'll play that part again because I do. I want people to get the full context of it because I think I know where he's going. I think I know what he means. I think he articulated it terribly.
Very much so.
Terribly. And I think what he did was what Candace Owens does on purpose is leave out context, all of the context. So of course she didn't like free them from free slaves from all iniquity, from everything that was bad.
She took slaves who had masters and worked on plantations who were getting paid, they had nothing since before they got yanked from their lineage, got yanked from from the homeland. So, but she freed them to the point where no, there were no black-owned businesses, there weren't no black-owned entities of any kind. So no, absolutely, if they wanted to go, if you were a freed slave, but you wanted to go and earn an honest living and survive for your own family, for your own legacy, then you went, worked for a black man, built you some wealth, and
okay. So see what you did right. What you did right there was give context. You have to, and that is where he's missing. But a lot of what he's saying, and that's the thing. He will give you a gem, and then he'll poop on it. I said it. He will give you a gem and then he will poop on it. And then for you to get the gem, now I got to wipe off this poop to get to the gem. Because what he's saying is he's correlating slavery to blacks not having any tangible power, not having any tangible belongings. So when he's talking about slavery, he's saying we are slaves basically like to the debtor. You know, we're slaves because we don't have institutions. And then he goes on to mention, go ahead.
That's fair and valid to mention that because until we do, then that's 100% valid argument to make. If we haven't established those things since said time, and that's not even to take away from the many of times we really got taken away and burned down. But in light of that, we still haven't 100% put in action that we've learned our lesson and look to build our own constructive enterprise, everything. We ought to have our own trade.
We should have our own textiles, our own trade routes, our own everything. But I think that's where a lot of it comes in. I think people are kind of looking past that part. And then I know we get caught up in the soundbite section. And when you get caught up in the soundbite section, you don't really get to hear a piece of it.
Kanye is already all over the place. Then when all you get is a soundbite, oh man,
right. When all you get is a soundbite of Kanye, you know that it's not going to be all the way because he bounced to place to place. And so when you hear it in its full context, does it make it a little clearer what he's trying to say? And again, I don't think what he said was factually correct. Because when we look at it, Harriet Tubman didn't have the ability to like totally free you financially of the grips of slavery.
Or any
what she was doing was taking you from getting whipped, beat, to a place to where you had the opportunity to live a fruitful life. Even if it wasn't a fruitful life, it was better than the life you were given.
Save people from a life-threatening situation.
So when he is talking about Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves, again, we have to look at it with his idea of freedom is when black people own things, because again, he goes on to, which is fair, but it's also very much lacking the context and contexture that is needed. Because no, Harriet Tubman didn't just, again, she didn't free the slaves financially. But did she have the ability to do that? Let's look at the time and the era. What she did was free them from the bondage that they were in. Now, what he is talking about is the overall bondage that we are all in. But he can't articulate that, or he just won't articulate that. It's almost like this, baby Brown. It's like if you are in a bad situation, you with this lady, and she just whooping you, she just beating on you every day. You call me, you say, Tyrone, she just beat me. She beat me. She, oh Lord Jesus, she going upside my head. This is not true. This don't really happen. This don't really happen. This is just a scenario. And so if I come and I say, we should go to work, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna help you get your stuff, and I'm gonna take you across town. I freed you from that situation. Now, of course, I didn't free you from, the things going on in the world. I didn't free you from, from jobs discriminating.
Moses didn't free nobody from the Pharaoh.
Exactly.
He took them away. He helped them. He crossed the Red Sea.
Right.
There was nothing but desert on the other side.
Right.
You ain't had nothing but prayers and what you took with you.
She
So
freed.
that's a natural byproduct of freedom. You have to sacrifice whatever torture, whatever oppression you was under.
Right. She freed them from individual slaves. She didn't free them from white supremacy because she didn't. How could she? It's 2020.
What even?
We're still trying to figure that out.
Supremacy that lives in more than just one white person.
Right. And
like
so
you have to. That's a systemic.
And so Kanye, he goes on further to say, and look, I'll give him credit for this. He says that he's not on the board of Gap and he's not on the board of Adidas, which is surprising, being that he's made them so much money and revitalized their brand, right? And so, and he also says he's risking his life by saying these things. And so I'm going to parse these things up, right? We're going to put these in little parcels real quick.
Because he's saying he's running for president.
Well,
so because he's running
that's just a ruse. That's just all he's running is his mouth. You see what I mean? That's it. That's all. And so, but when he says that his life is in danger because of what he's saying, some of the things he's saying, I think, are valid. Because just last week when we were talking about Nick Cannon and Viacom, the conversation was what? How we don't own any of these things, how Viacom controls the narrative for Black people when it comes to the visual side of music. He said when you look at Universal Records, these are all white people. And so when he's saying slavery, that's what he means by slavery, is saying we are still slaves because we don't own anything, which technically would make him a slave too, because he went on to admit that he's not even on the board for Adidas. But he said, if that don't change today, I quit. I'm out of here. So we're going to see if he mean that. You think he mean that? What do you guys think? Chauncey L., what's going on with you, man? Greenland B., my main man, what's going on? What's going on with you guys? You're going to say, Mr. Jeremy. So look, that's what I'm getting out of it. I'm getting, see, again, Kanye West, in my opinion, will drop a gem. Yeah. He will drop a gem and then take a smooth turd on it.
I don't even think it's smooth. I think it's a running.
Oh man!
You gotta scrub. It don't flush clean. You gotta go. It came down.
Oh man!
And everything. So it's got that mess.
Oh man!
Late night mess.
Oh man!
With the extra hot sauce.
Oh.
Rest in peace. Hot sauce up our radio.
Oh man!
It came out the wrong way.
Oh man! Oh man! With that being said, you guys, hey, we are going to go ahead and take a break. Look, this is Soapbox Heroes. Look, Kanye West, he's out here, he's doing the most. He likes the light. I think he likes the light. I never forget that he's bipolar. And I do think that he is great at dropping gems and taking the turd on it. I don't think he can help it. I think that's the bipolar part. George Bush don't care about Black people. This is Soapbox Heroes. That was Kanye when you loved him. We'll be right back right after this. I use both, but I couldn't think of that song fast enough to find it on the hard drive, so I just typed it in. My phone died. We'll be back in 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Right. Yeah, is he's bipolar and smart and stupid.
That's a lot of them like smart people. At one point, crazy too.
A lot of them.
They're too smart, so it's, I don't know. Maybe just like a creature psychological imbalance, maybe
Something. And in the enjoyment of the limelight, the enjoyment of having the power to say, I'm going to do a press conference today, and you guys are going to cover
the nature of where he comes from. His background, when you talk about pop lifestyle, the more you feed into your narcissism, the more like they're gonna feed into it anyway. So you're gonna just steadily think like whatever you're saying is the do is gold because you everybody whatever you do, there's just a hand clap and a cheer.
Right.
Dude, they don't wait lying to you.
Awkward Minaj, what's going on? How are you? How are you? So what you guys think? I think that Kanye dropped gems, but then I think he jumped on them. You got to wipe off the turd to get to the to get to the gym, and nobody be wanting to wipe no turd off a gym. So it just stay there. Yeah, Kanye, man, like the context is all mixed up. It's all mixed up because some of it makes sense. Yes, in a sense, we are still slaves. I'm gonna throw it out there.
You know, especially in regards to what he's referring
to. Absolutely. But he is changing the goalpost on freedom at that particular time.
Yeah.
What was we talking about the other day? Look, if your only choice is to eat, you're not worried about dreaming. So their only choice, they wanted to just get away from the situation they were in. So
you don't have no idea what caviar even is when all you're getting fed is pig intestine.
Exactly.
Like you have no context. Like
Exactly.
So like,
Exactly.
That creates a ripple. I wouldn't even say a demon, but that creates a ripple effect where nowadays, I said that from back then affects us now. Where it's like you can't tell an evil person you can't tell a Toyota that they a Rolls Royce. Because they can't come in.
Welcome back to Soapbox Heroes. We are back. And here we're gonna get over here and we're gonna get to the lines and see what the callers think. Let's go over here and tap in real quick. Soapbox Heroes caller, you are on the line. What's on your mind?
Marcelino,
the great. What's going on with you, man? What's happening, man? What's going on with Kanye over here?
Man, you know what I'm saying? One thing I'm gonna have to say is we adopt the reality of presentations and performances. When it comes to master the motion of our mind, taking a mindful breath, mastering one quest for awareness, unfolding one into taking control of one area of motion is what you call masterful thinking. Now, on that note, he in his mind, you know what I'm saying, Kanye West, I'm gonna say this. I've listened to him a million times, a lot of times.
Okay.
And he is a genius in his own right. And sometimes the format of the mind, people say, in order to be a genius, you have to be crazy a little bit.
Okay. I'm with you.
So, in order to understand that, one would have to understand this. Everybody that's been a genius in this world has some type of crazy antics behind them.
Yeah.
That they had.
At one time or another.
kind of offset that.
Yeah, so now the thing about that offset is this, that creativity places you in a place that starts to elevate you into things that other people have no foreknowledge of or have no understanding of or not even on your level because your mental is going to allow you in that type of mind state to be in so great. And let's keep it clean. This man is grossing over, millions of dollars every single time for what he does.
Yeah, and he knows how to grab attention. I was saying this on the break. I was saying this to Baby Brian. It has to be a certain feeling to know that, just imagine, Marcelino, you say, you know what, I got something I want people to hear. So I'm going to hold a press conference and you guys are going to listen. And not only are you going to listen, it's going to be worldwide news. What time is it? Here it is. It's 8:40. By 8:45, it's going to be worldwide news. So the thrill, the power to be able to do that, I think is something that he feeds into as well. I think if nobody paid attention to nothing Kanye said, I think he would just kind of like be one of those guys that sat in the back of the room. You know what I'm saying? What you think?
But you have to take into consideration this too. There's no such thing as a person, nobody in this world that doesn't pay attention to somebody.
Yeah. I think about like think about the kid who cried wolf. Like no matter who you are, at some point in time, you keep crying and like all that milking your spotlight.
Yeah.
People gonna pull you for your context,
right?
You feeding into ignorance or whatever,
right? And
so, like after so long, you milk that popular vote, they stop coming. So you have to. That's a science in its own too.
It's his own science.
You have to know how to master that type of creativity as well.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. Once you captivate an audience, you have to have the mindset to keep that on.
Yep.
He knows how to place himself. He knows how to place himself in the vision of the people to see him as what he wants them to see him as.
Right.
Everybody else that doesn't see him like that, those are the commentators that this dude is playing like me. I mean, I believe he's a clown in some aspect of the things that he thinks.
Right.
I heard him say some of the most outlandish stuff.
Yeah, he said some things that were pretty outlandish in this thing right here. But what I'm talking about is when he was talking about Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. What I think he does is, Baby Brian said it. He's saying what's in his head, but nobody knows exactly what is in his head, and so he's not giving no context to it, man. So when we talk about freeing the slaves, this is what I'm saying. So what Harriet Tubman did was take somebody from getting beat, raped, mistreated, and led them somewhere else to where maybe they can have a better life. Look, when Harriet Tubman came and she was like, you know what? I got a place for us to go. We're going to go up north. We're going to get out of here. Come with me. Do you think that any of them looked at Harriet and said, no, Harriet, you didn't work out our 401k plan? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, some said no out of fear, apprehension, and not knowing. But what Kanye West is saying is, well, he's essentially saying, which I believe he's saying, is we're still not free because, again, we are still majorly working for white people. White people still have the majority of the institutions. He brought up the NBA, and he brought up Universal Records. And so that's what he's saying. He's saying we are slaves to this system in which we have not yet found a way to grab hold and own our own. But why the hell he bring Harriet Tubman into it, Marcelino?
What he said to that aspect is the absolute truth.
Right.
You gotta understand this. In order for us to have any type of control over a situation, we have to get out of our own way. The minute we get out of our own way, we can take over whatever we want to take over.
Right.
See, it's like the thing.
Right.
Everybody want to be a chief, but it ain't enough. That's the most truest statement in the world.
Real talk.
We have some of the most creative minds in the Black community that is out. I'm one of them.
And you are.
I know the truth behind it. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying now. I want to build with my Black people in order to accomplish. We can have the record labels. We can have the Fortune 500.
Right.
Instead of being bitter. Not the Fortune 5 companies that the Blacks got now that's still bitter because they don't want to expand their money into building Black-owned enterprises. No, they want to sit on their cash and do what they want to do with their cash because they say, I made it about what I made it about. It ain't about what you made it about. It's a lot of people that came from where you came from that's still trying to get us out of where you came from.
And I find nothing wrong with extending opportunity because to me, that's the air. But again, I'm still caught up on why the hell did he bring Harriet Tubman into this?
You could have said Rosa Parks.
Well, no, this is my thing. Hold on one second, Marcelino. And again, I understand that Kanye speaks off the cuff, and I'm not saying this as a person that hates Kanye. I do not. I think people know me. No, I don't hate Kanye at all. I understand what he's saying. But I think the way that he says it is so bombastic. And this, I think, was an accident. Yes, and what it is it's that pseudo education. It's that I'm going to listen to Candace Owens and act like I'm distancing myself from her. That's that type of thinking because, again, Harriet Tubman, she did free slaves. Now, did she free them financially or from white supremacy from a long-term stance? You know what I'm going to say? Yes, the people that she did because she gave them an opportunity to not only stop being enslaved,
but I think what you think,
but to start a life.
You know what Kanye did? He does what he sought to do what politicians are known for doing.
Lying
with statistics.
Lying with statistics. Right, Marcelino. I just don't get it. He should have left Mother Harriet out of it because she freed people, and what he's doing is being very loose with the word free. Yes, he's contorting the word free into all kind of pretzels. And again, I will never forget that he's bipolar. And one reason I don't just make fun of him, I really don't make fun of no Black man, period. Personally.
Tell her how you like your pretzels.
Twisted.
With cinnamon or with salt?
I like these other ones my partner gave me. They tasted like Cool Ranch Doritos the other day. But I'm not going to say their name. We can't get that type of promotion. You know what I mean? But Kanye, Marcelino, tell me if this makes sense. Brian, what's up with you, B-Mays? Look, I think that Kanye, again, I think he drops gems, and then I think he poops on it right after.
Wet.
He said a wet poop. What you think, Marcelino?
It's all what he has said. And I'm going to say this too. I'm going to ask this question.
What's up?
Harriet Tubman put her life on the line
numerous times
to free over 1,000 some slaves. Okay.
And she said, I would have freed more if they only knew that they were slaves. Look, she didn't say I would have offered more of them 401k plans.
If they know they could have got it, I would have freed more.
Go ahead, Marcelino.
And then byproduct is this. Harriet Tubman put her life on the line. She sacrificed her life and was willing to die for what she believed in. Kanye, is you putting your life on the line and sacrificing and willing to die for what you doing right?
Now look, let me say something real quick, because in the clips that we played a good chunk of it. You was here, and he said, I'm putting my life on the line by saying this stuff. Now look, let's juxtapose that to Nick Cannon. Let's juxtapose that to what other people are saying. So look.
Said nothing. He never said nothing that was derogatory about nothing that he said. The people took what he said out of content and placed him under a whole different scrutiny. I listened to everything that man said in that interview. And that man was giving reparations to his people because of what his people was already going through.
Let me ask you a quick question, because he put on the roller skates and start backing up. Do you think I want to know the information that Nick Cannon got that made him change his mind. Because if he don't come out and say, well, this is the information I got that changed my mind, I would think that he's doing that for financial reasons or because he's trying to stay in good graces of certain people. But look at this. It's called appeasement. But Kanye West, I think that's why he's saying, I'm putting my life on the line saying this stuff when he's talking.
Because he's
But
deciding not to.
well, but look, hold on. Let me ask you guys this, because I'll show you how alike it was. Listen to this, Marcelino. Kanye West as well was talking about how the record companies are owned by white people. And when he say Universal Records, he's talking about who? He's talking about the same people Nick Cannon was talking about. When he's talking about the NBA, he's talking about the same people. So when he's talking about people who make decisions, we've seen Nick Cannon turn around and acquiesce within a moment's time. And so when he says that he's putting his life on the line, again, I don't know if he's speaking in literal terms or if he's talking about the life of his career, because he said how he's a billionaire, but he said after this speech, I might not have nothing.
He said that sounds like a switch. That sounds like a switch snap.
Let's do a switch. Go ahead.
That sounds like a switch snap. It sounds like Kunta, but he know he ain't about to say his name Toby. So he know he ain't about to admit it. So he letting the whole plantation know, hey, look, I'm sacrificing my life. I'm trying to make a statement right here.
Yeah.
I know who I am. I ain't saying who they want me to say my name is.
Yeah.
So I'm sacrificing my, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I think Kanye goes against the grain just to go against the grain. There are some people that are gonna go against the grain because because that's
that creativity
that feeds into it.
That crazy.
Absolutely. Here, let me go right here. Marcelino, let me let you get the last word so we can get to the next caller before we run out of time. Go ahead, Marcelino.
Man, it's a marketing tool. You know what I'm saying? That's what you learn. That's what you learn in
PR.
To get it.
Public relations.
Yeah, to get a marketing tool. The thing about it is the moment I'm the man that's gonna come up there and tell you the truth. The minute that you don't like the truth, people that don't like the truth is the people that it hinders them. They rather listen to the lie all day long. We've been lied to all our damn lives. They keep tired of being
our ancestors was lied to.
Yeah.
We have the whole legacies that we
look,
passed down.
Look, here, let me do this. I think if Kanye didn't compare the freedom that Harriet Tubman gave slaves to the overall freedom that he's talking about for black people, I think he would have been okay in everything else that he said. But when he came and did,
don't forget that he also said this is what got me. Black people chose to be black.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing too. We're gonna have to get in there. We're gonna have to get, we gotta get into it. Marcelino, look, call tomorrow early and we could get into it. Look, in fact,
that's that crazy.
Look, Marcelino, can I put you on hold and come back to you in the show? I already knew. That's why I said let me put you on hold. I want to get this call and I want to end it with some of that good old Marcelino spiel. I want the people to hear, what? I got something I might need your help with too. I might need your poetic skill on the project that I'm putting together, and I would love your voice on it. But here, let me put you on this last call, and then we're gonna come back to you. We're gonna let you round it out. You good with that?
I'm manifesting right here, man.
Absolutely. Let me go over here and do like this. Payal. And come over here. Soapbox Heroes caller, you are on the line. What was Kanye talking about?
Hey, this PK.
What's going on, PK? You gonna help this man get his foot out his mouth?
I've been here all night long listening to Kanye, and you know what I kept thinking about?
What?
Flip Wilson playing Geraldine. This other way. To get what I want.
You know what, PK? Hold on. One, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if you just did it, PK, but that was a bar right there is what we called it. We need to put that on wax. PK said, I'm gonna front to get what I want. PK, that could go double platinum next week. We gotta put that on the beat.
PK.
Long as you put it as PK. All right, PK. What else is on your mind? PK, Do you think that he ever says anything that's factual, but then he messes it up by saying something that's
Turn it on the gym.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like, because I've seen these kind of people at different places that I work. You stone crazy, but you're smart as a fox. Some roll, and then you get everything you possibly need and want out of the rest of the department. This thing, and this is the different things about Kanye. I don't think he's always, he might be getting all the way up, but I don't think he is. I still think he's smarter than a fox. And I also wonder, because I heard in the beginning, his mom left him money, but she left it where he couldn't go get it all at one time. Because you have to sit there and where is this boy getting all his money from?
Well, you know what? I think his Adidas deal, he's making hand over fist, PK. And this is the thing. For all the people that say they don't like him, they say they hate the man. I hate him. How is he still making so much money, PK?
That's right. He's thicker than a can of oil. You can't hate
it. Thicker than a can of oil. Absolutely. Ooh, you say that, PK.
I be listening. I just sit there and listen. I've been here the whole show.
PK. He getting over, PK, and that's why I wanted to play enough of it so people could get more than just the sound bite, because you got to hear a full range of emotions. He went from happy to sad to literally crying to outrage to happy again to, you know, and that's why I say you can't forget that he is bipolar. And I'm gonna be honest, one from the other to the other, PK. I hear you. because you can't get nothing past you, PK. Nothing. You get nothing. No matter what, you're gonna catch it. But that's what you do. Oh man. Absolutely. Thank you, PK. I appreciate your call. You know you make us happy when you call. We get to smiling and all this other stuff.
Hey, I've been here all night.
Okay, PK, we did something the other day called the original roundtable. We had 12 black men come together, and of course we socially distanced, and we spoke on things from the mindset and from the perspective of black men. And so that'll be coming soon, and I'm gonna make sure that I play it here on the station. And so just look out for it if you can. Okay,
I'll be listening.
All right, thank you, PK. We appreciate you. All right, let's go over here. Marcelino the Great, you there? In the flesh. Look, this is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do here. Let me find something fly. Let me hold on, Marcelino. Do you approve of this? Yeah, that's nice. All right, here we're gonna put that about right there, and we're gonna end the show with Marcelino. Marcelino, when you get done,
Shout out to PK, you know what I'm saying? Your fundamental mind is, you know, always an enlightening experience for the people to hear.
Always.
That round table situation, I so wish I could have said at that day.
Oh man.
Got you.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was. Yeah, you know, we waiting on you with open arms, and it's something that the world probably needs to get ready to hear. But here, let's do this, Marcelino. Let me turn the beat up just a little bit. We got it nice and smooth. We got to smooth it out for my guy real quick. All right, Marcelino, go ahead. And then when you get done, just say, hey, this is Soapbox Heroes. We out. This is it. You ended it today. The only person that ends the show besides me is my pops. And today is you. All right, come on, big homie. Let us get it.
With this, many think a warrior is just experienced in hand-to-hand combat. But in reality, a true warrior is skilled in many fields, language, history, and character. I started. Who am I? A broken man against the tomb of solitude chains. looking through the eyes of a hollow soul, a burning vision of fire with no desire to take a breath. My only regret was being born to a body of pain that cut so deep not even my wounds could be amended. So my blood spills over an endless valley of torment and false hope, seeping through the cracks to devour the flesh of the savages hiding behind these false faces. My mask is like a phantom lurking in the shadows of misery unknown to man. With a rage that even in the eyes of my tormentors, my heart beats in silence. For there is no life in this hell I dwell. This place I reside in is cold, desolate, eerie to say the least. A witness of death in multiple stages displayed like heart, realizing that my blood was used to protect these creatures. A mental means of survival left blank with no footprint, like my existence was never meant to be seen. Haunted by nightmares of lost souls, of my ancestors with endless screams of pain and suffering. My understanding of death was created by my own hand. I laughed in the face of righteousness, beaten into submission to good nested in this dark place. My house has no name. It's not hidden nor unseen. Its origins is unmistakable. The flesh of my flesh, the blood of my blood. A last breath has been taken to breathe new life into the endless time of hollowness and self-pity. I'm in the heat of thirst, I'm in the heat of passion, a thirst for blood like I've been infected with a rabies virus, waking in cold sweat, strengthened from head to toe. The sound is so deafening, my alertness calls I'm still. Trapped in a battlefield, raging war with the lights of the unknown. It's nothing but broken bones and shattered dreams in here. With no room for life, only closed caskets with endless knots of dead bodies capturing new life of the ones before. A new beginning that not even on my best day I will live again. My chapter has already been written, read, and closed. To start a new book will cause my wings to be healed and healed to fly in the aftermath of the endless time of self-pity. I'm encased in concrete, preserved for 1,000 years, waiting to be let loose. Mentally, I'll reign over the allegiance of ignorance in the intent to conquer and destroy the hearts of men. I've been reborn in the mind of a monster, destined to survive a generation of mayhem. To this whole entire audience of Soapbox Heroes, thank you for your time this evening. We out.
Hey, look, I pray you catch your way. The doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven.
Big Red, what's up with you?
I pray you catch
Sumo, what's up with you? Hey, if I told you where he was calling from, that's my people right there. Hey, Sumo, I'm going to holler at you in a minute. Hey, Big Red, thanks for watching. You got to call in so we can bicker a little bit, man. I miss you. You know that. You know that, man. What's up, Big Red? You know up there. What am I going to do without you, Big Red? We can't drink on Fridays. We can't talk no trash. I can only bicker with you on Facebook. I miss my friend. I miss my friend. You know, our bickering is way better in person. People think we serious on Facebook. All right, man. I'll let you later, man. Love you, Sumo. Love you, Big Red. Man, I'm going to call you in a minute, Sumo.
Please don't make me no hashtag with slogan. My whole hood is golden. That's why I pray you catch a wave. That doesn't suffer. This for the nappy heads in heaven. With a nappy head cries by their side. I hope you catch a wave. That doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads in heaven. With a nappy head cries by their side. Yeah. May your streets be paved with gold. Hope a hole would make it whole. Yeah. Real streets be paying for gold.
All right, y'all. Let's say peace to the people, baby Rob. Go get what it is.
Cause they riding with choppers. It might turn your paper to pasta.
Look, he like,
hardly see daughters that often.
hey, Toby hard. Toby hard. You heard Toby before?
The hood is a name to the page like we rolling.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Please don't make us no hashtags or slogans. Black people are golden. That's why I pray you
Catch your way that doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads.
with a nappy head chorus while they sigh. I pray you catch your way. That doesn't subside. This for the nappy heads.